Well, the 7 Kansas school districts currently known to include DEI programs into their curriculum, diversity, equity, and inclusion, don't appear to be in a rush to eliminate them. This report coming from our friends over at the Sentinel, that's sentinelksmo.org. Dave Trauber is the president of the Kansas Policy Institute overseeing that operation, joining us on KCMO. So, Dave, what's their deadline, and why are you reporting that there's been no movement on this front?
Well, good morning, Pete. The deadline was February 28th. The U.S. Department of Education Office of Civil Rights notified school districts on February 14 that they needed to remove all diversity, equity, and inclusion programming or by the 28th of February or risk the loss of federal funds. Now, of course, we want diversity in schools and everywhere. We want inclusion and we want equal opportunity, but that's not what this is about. It sounds good. It's like, remember the Inflation Reduction Act? It was just the opposite.
Yeah.
Don't be deceived by the name. Mm-hmm. This is just quite the opposite of diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, this is the kind of propaganda they get away with, and they say, oh, you don't want diversity, equity, equal opportunity, you don't want inclusion. No, of course, everyone who's a decent human being believes in the idea of equal opportunity and inclusion, and, you know, diversity is obviously a thing that's America. I mean, America in and of itself is a diverse place, a melting pot, but that's not what these initiatives are. So what happens now for these schools and these programs?
Well, this will probably start the process. I mean, the Department of Education sent out its notice. It's basically, here's your warning. There will have to be, I imagine they will start investigations, and they should start with the ones that are defiantly saying, "Oh, we're waiting and seeing." I mean, the State School Board Association, they don't want to put it in writing yet, but they're trying to tell school districts, you don't need to do anything yet. Hold off on this. Why would you do that? I mean, first of all, this isn't something that's working. And we have in the article the districts that have been identified. And it doesn't mean that there's only 7 districts in Kansas doing that. It's just the 7 that Parents Defending Education were able to identify with actual proof.
And what are those 7?
Those are Blue Valley, Shawnee Mission, Olathe, Wichita, Kansas City, Lawrence, and Topeka. And so we looked at all their student achievement results, and most of them are down from 2018. A lot of this stuff really started hitting with a vengeance in 2019. So we start with 2018 compared to 2024. Their numbers are down. There's a few, like, you know, Blue Valley's math went up 2 points, but this isn't the premise was if we do these things, the kids are going to learn more. Well, it's not happening. So why are we continuing to do it? Because the purpose was never about improving outcomes. It was a political agenda.